What was your Thanksgiving drama this year? My 21-year-old sister will graduate from college in less than a month. My brother congratulated her on being the first person in our family to graduate college without getting pregnant. Turns out that's not true. She started sobbing and got in her car and drove away. Whoops. All the grandkids came over, and they are toddlers. They ran around the house most of the night in a pack, screaming and causing chaos and disorder, and eventually they made their way to the mantel above the fireplace where they discovered a box that they just couldn't resist picking up and opening. The oldest one grabbed handfuls of grey dust out of the box and started throwing it up in the air in the living room, yelling out, "It's snowing, mommy," while my aunt stared in shock and horror. Apparently the kids found the ashes of our aunt's old cat and couldn't help but spread the love. Swear this just happened a few hours ago, and I couldn't make this up. The gravy was a war crime. The plastic cooking utensil melted into it. I was the first to find out. Father-in-law got drunk, took his shirt off, and then arm wrestled my son, lost, then tried to tackle his daughter, my wife, also lost. Everyone is worried grandma has dementia, but for some reason she made a pie. Everyone ate it and pretended it was pie. Not sure what to call it. It was in a pie pan. There was no crust. It had apples. My Thanksgiving dinner was me, my parents, and my younger sister. Just the four of us at my parents' home. Mom got a text message from my aunt, mom's sister, about how grandma, mom's mom, was bad-mouthing the food she made and talking about how her boys, mom and aunt's brothers, can't be expected to eat this stuff. Mom texted aunt back with, "Tell her that guests don't get to complain about free food, they just get to choose if they want to eat or not." Apparently aunt took this advice, because about 20 minutes later mom got several texts and voicemails. She didn't answer her phone about how aunt kicked people out early and how mom ruined Thanksgiving by telling aunt to say that. This is why we stopped going to family Thanksgivings, by the way. My kids got hammered Wednesday night. One got left at the bar and walked 3 miles to get home. I woke up 3 AM and saw that one kid was missing, so I called him. He was still a mile from home, so I drove to get him. When I got to him, the police were questioning him. Said they had a report of a man with a weapon having a mental health crisis. Luckily they got another call and let my doofus go home with me. My grandmother's dog literally died an hour before dinner. My in-laws have a place at a lake an hour or so from our house. Every time we go, my sister-in-law takes the bedroom with a full bed and toddler bed for herself and her one child, who sleeps with her. Her other 2 children sleep with my in-laws. My husband and our 3 children are left trying to figure out where to sleep, usually on an air mattress on the living room floor. Well, we came early and took the room. She is livid, stomping around and slamming doors. Has been for 4 hours. My dad said this was the best Thanksgiving dinner he's ever had. I cooked. In-laws are visiting from out of town, except father-in-law decided to leave yesterday and go home before Thanksgiving and did not come back. He told my wife and I, just not his wife. Mother-in-law is still here. FYI, this is normal for him. My cousin unfortunately came out as a flat earther while I was showing off my brand new telescope I bought recently. My boyfriend's brother bought over these really spicy chips he got at Five Below. I think they are called the spiciest chips in the world. Anyways, both of them ate one. About 5 minutes later, I walk into the kitchen and I see my boyfriend with tears rolling down his face and stuffing ice cream in his face. LMAO. Then he disappeared for a little bit, so I went upstairs and found him laying in the hallway, drenched in sweat and barely able to even speak. He said he threw up and he wasn't human for the next little bit. Both their grandparents were calling them idiots. LOL. My sister-in-law let everyone know that her husband has a small penis. My mother-in-law was admitted to the ICU by her primary doctor yesterday afternoon. At 4 AM she had to undergo emergency surgery lasting 6 hours. They still can't get her heart rate down and her kidneys may be failing. and my brother-in-law said that we were being dramatic because if she was that sick, he'd have known before now. My 5-year-old son peed in the cat food bowl while I was cooking and then cut his own hair while I was eating dinner. Met my cousin's fiance for the first time. She is clearly mentally unwell. She dominated all conversation with her non-stop ramblings, which included a story about the first time she masturbated and asked that we buy a baby xylophone for her chickens as a wedding gift for the human couple. Had to call a tow truck on some teenager, friend of front neighbor's kid, because he wouldn't move his car that was blocking my mom's driveway. She told him to move it since she needed to get something for dinner. He answered that he shouldn't had to move it because it's a public street. I go get the stuff and then get home. I again tell him to move it because I want to park up the driveway. Shouts at me that I can find parking up the street. Now he has no car for Thanksgiving and cop gave him a ticket. My grandpa who has dementia asked why there was cranberry sauce on his pants and if my mother could clean it up. No one made anything with cranberries. He was bleeding from his penis. To the hospital we went, and he had a massive kidney stone he was trying to push out stuck halfway in his urethra, which also, as you guessed, tore it up and made him bleed via urethral rupture. Well, my parents are divorcing after 24 years. My dad had an affair, and my family Thanksgiving is going down on Saturday, so to be determined. My cousin was apparently at a party last night. This morning when she left, she gave a friend a ride home, and when the guy got out of her car he was shot 5 times. She rushed him to the ER, and he died shortly after. Needless to say, she wasn't at dinner. She is doing as fine as she can be. My cousin's boyfriend took a huge shit and needed to ask people for a plunger. This is his first time meeting our large family. LOL. A large mixing bowl full of yams disappeared into nothing while everyone was trying to get food on the table. We have looked absolutely everywhere there is to look, and it's just gone. 9 people seriously questioning their sanity now. There are lots of things that could have happened to the yams themselves, but the bowl being missing is a real head scratcher. Our family uncle crushed one of the kids at air hockey, made the kid cry, and posted about it on Reddit. I'm the uncle. Thanks for watching the video. For more content like this, please subscribe, like, and share the video and push the notification button.